Hello, I'm Pam of HealingStars.com. This is a short video to alert you to the fact that this week you may be feeling rather down. You may be feeling lethargic, you may be lacking in confidence or direction. And if so, then you're most probably tuned in to the energy of Saturn. Here it is on Saturday. This is set for London, so 7:26 p.m. in the evening. And the Sun is exactly opposite Saturn, but it's working its way towards that now. When a planet is opposite another, and we have this every single month at the full moon, we are caught. It's a tension, a tug of war between two different energies. The Sun, of course, is bright, it's shiny, it's warm, it's light. And that's true of us. It's our inner light, how we shine in the world, how we give out our sense of enthusiasm, vitality. Saturn is the antithesis. Saturn is governed by lead weight. It's to do with gravity. It's about limitations. It's the last visible planet, and it has rings around it. And those rings are the boundaries. So Saturn can come along in the form of someone who criticizes your plans, your sense of vision. The Sun is governed by Apollo, the sun god, who drives his chariot through the sky each night. And Apollo had the gift of prophecy. Interesting, at this time that Saturn is coming along and causing maybe self-doubt. But Saturn also wants us to be realistic. Has it got legs, is the expression in business? Will it work over a long time? Is it a project worth investing time in? Because Saturn is the lord of time. And those questions are important ones. So Saturn is important to listen to Saturn, not to ignore it. But the Sun is also important because it is the star. It is our sense of vision, our sense of purpose, our sole purpose. Interesting, this opposition is also occurring just as Mars reaches 9 degrees and will be opposite Venus a few hours later in Aries. Also, Venus will be moving faster, Mars is going retrograde. That's the battle of the sexes, men versus women, the masculine versus the feminine. But coming back to Saturn. So Saturn is saying, give me your plan. Is it written on paper? And one way to integrate, because that's the energy that's being asked of a tug of war, is to bring two sides together. And the integration of Saturn and the Sun is always about creativity. So how can you bring that Sun and Saturn together in your life over the weekend? Now, because the Sun's in Taurus, my thoughts go to the garden or to beauty, creating something or getting your hands dirty by putting something in the earth, even if that's a pot plant. But also a sandcastle would benefit too, even though it won't last forever. But it's something that you practically do. Taurus is very practical, it's very hands-on. Cooking is another wonderful thing to be doing on Saturday, of course. But whatever you do, it's about you singing your song, being your sun sign, and not ignoring Saturn, but listening to it, but not being dictated by it. One person told me this story once from another astrologer, a really clever story, like you're driving your car in your life, and that's the Sun. Beside you is this rather grumpy old lady, and she keeps telling you you're doing it wrong. You're going too slow, you're going too fast, you're going the pretty route, and she doesn't want that. She wants, come on, let's go faster, let's go direct. Whatever it is, you're doing it wrong. And you can't get rid of this old lady, but you don't let her drive. You sit her in the back seat, put a nice blanket around her, and then you drive the car. And that's what the sun is. It's saying you're the driver, you're the creator in your life. You're the one with the vision, and not let Saturn take over. That isn't the answer, even for Capricorns. Smiling here. I have an exercise, an integration exercise, that I'm going to write up on my website. So if you'd like to, subscribe to my newsletter and you'll get that information. Integration is always the way through an opposition. The integration of Mars and Venus is a sexy one, but it's also about direction in life as well, because Mars is direct. It wants action. It will go direct. I use that word rather flippantly there, but Mars is retrograde at the moment, hence the little r. Anything with a little r is retrograde. On the 20th of May, it will move forward, but all this month, virtually, it is at 9 degrees of Libra. That's something else to highlight. If you've got any planet in your chart at 9 degrees, then that will be under a lot of pressure this month. It can be good, it can be not so good, depending on what the connection between Mars and that planet is. But it is a time of going within. Saturn is a good planet to go within, to find your inner light and your vision. If you can come to my workshop, which is 7th and 8th of June, it's in the most beautiful venue, Sedgwick Park in the UK, near Horsham. I'd love to see you there, because we will focus on vision and creativity, but also on letting go. And that's one more dynamic to do with Saturn in Scorpio. Scorpio is the sign of letting go. So that is a very important process. It's not about dumping. It's about acknowledging the past, but not being governed by it. Not letting that old lady and her grumpy ways, the criticism that you might have had as a child, dictate your life and your future.